Hello, and welcome to Roar's Brainworks, where we get creative and see if it works. Today, we will be working with the monk harness. No, not that kind of monk. The monk from Dungeons and Dragons. The class full of martial prowess, a lot of attacks, and can run really fast. A great class that has always been powerful, and I feel like this harness really reflects that. Almost basic, yet fantastical. Something I attribute towards monks. Also, I attribute discipline. Speaking of which, let's talk about safe, sane, and consensual. Safety. Be sure to have some safety shears with you at all times. You can always get a new rope, can't get a new life. And consensual. Me, Marie, and Crochet Rory are all consenting adults. Communication is key. Now, before we take a deep dive into this monk harness, we must first thank my sponsor, Knothead Nylon.
Knothead Nylon is the destination for all your premium nylon rope bondage needs. Easy to clean, water resistant, up to 1,100 pounds of weight load, and in a wide array of beautiful, vibrant colors, Knothead Nylon will slake your rope desires. At checkout, put in discount code RORY10 for 10% off.
Martial arts is an amalgamation of patience and dedication, and I feel like the crosshatch pattern that gets used in this harness is definitely one of dedication and especially of patience. I felt that reflected it. Not only that, it kind of has a feeling to a gi to it. And who knows, you may put it on, it may increase your dexterity, and then your flurry of blows are going to be insane, as they normally are. Anywho, the only thing that I think doesn't fit in with monk is going to be, well, the color. So we're going to switch that up as we begin the tutorial for the monk harness. So I have my base rope, which is a nice earthy tan. And we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time, and that's a girth hitch across the front. So we want to be just around the ribs. I'll take my bite to the back and we'll do a girth hitch. Got the bite of my rope, pull it through. And yes, I did have to take off Marie's arms. When I put this on her, she gets a little punchy. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear it. So with a girth hitch, or Lark's head, the opposing pressure is the main thing you want to look for. So once we've gone in and we pull this way, it's going to create tightness. Marie, how does that feel? How does it feel with your arms off regardless? Thank you for... Ooh, you're such a brat. So we want to go up to the shoulders at this point, and the best shoulder to go up to is the one opposite of where we have the counter tension happening. So we're going to go up, and I'm going to go over the left shoulder. Now when I come back over, I want to stay with a line that's basically on top of the nipple. That's going to go right here, and right here, back up. Let me get closer to show you the small little design I'm doing down here. So I do want to be going from here over towards this side. So what we're going to do is employ a crossover hitch or a munter hitch, but we're going to modify it a little bit. This would usually require us to go down and then do a 270 back this way to get to where we're going. So it'd be over, underneath, over ourselves, and over this way, but I want it to go below. So what I'm actually going to do is add a little bit more. Basically, we're doing a 450 as far as rotation is concerned. So we're going to go over, underneath, and around. Making sure we stay straight. I'm going to cross over ourselves and then back underneath again. Now what I'm going to do is make it so I have a little bit of a loop right here. That way when I come under, I can go over myself and then through here. Over and then under, going through that little area. And we're going to pull down from the top and try and smooth out any excess tightness. Or should I say looseness? Because we want it to be tight. Good. And that'll be going this way. Similar to what we did with the Druid harness. So we're going to do the same on this side right now. And we have the road map right here. You just basically follow this rope in reverse. It's going to be awkward until you go up. Because you're going to have a few floating curves. So it's going to go under, over nothing, under, and then through two of itself. So it goes under, over nothing, under again. So we got two unders, but what we're going to do now is go beneath here, beneath here. It's best to just put a loop through first instead of dragging the entire rope through one loop at a time. Get that loop through there, and then you can drag the rope through two loops at a time. Don't make things harder on yourself. Tighten that up. about 3-4 inches apart is kind of what you're looking for right here, before it goes up the shoulder and back around. Then we're going to come from above this shoulder and go down to this area to lock it down. Actually, the 2 knots in the front technically locked it down already, but we're going to lock it down just a little bit more. So we're actually going to go underneath this line right here, and then below, and then above this one right here. And then we're going to go underneath and up through here, crossing over this X. Then we're going to take the 2 strands and go on either side. And that's going to be locking us down, and we're going to go around towards the front to create some cow hitches to open up the front area a little bit. We're going to be creating counter tension in 2 places. One about right here just below the nipple line, and one up here about halfway through the sternum. So I'm going to take the first rope, I'm going to cross over and then underneath, making sure that I'm staying below my rope. I'm going to cross over, go underneath again, and then I created a loop right here. We're going to go through that loop. Classic cow hitch. Pull from the back to start tightening, and that's just about the amount of tension I want to get out of this. Because once we have tension over here, we're going to be pulling in on the insides right here, keeping it this way. It's actually going to be creating a diverging line. I'll come to the other side and do this cow hitch. Gonna go over and around, making sure that I'm below myself, that way I can cross over, go underneath and around again, and through this loop right here. Gonna tighten that by pulling from the back, wrapping around and making sure it's got some good old tightness. Now it is gonna pull it off to the sides, and this is gonna be handy when you have arms. Marie, is it okay if I attach your arms? Don't be like that, Marie. Don't you be like that. Alright, cool, let me go grab them. Just until we put on the counter tension, sometimes they have the ability to come off the shoulders, especially with Marie, so I don't want that to happen. Now for the time being, I'm just going to let those cow hitches be where they are right now. I'm not going to go around the back just yet because we need to put that counter tension in. So let's go ahead and do that with our design rope. So I got the bite of my design rope, and what I'm going to do is go above this one right here and below this one right here. Gonna send my rope through that girth hitch, through the bite to create the girth hitch, should I say. Awesome. And that will create this, and then we're actually gonna send them out this way. And what we're gonna do now is essentially the same you would buckling your shoes. Not while the shoes are fully buckled, but putting the buckle on. We're going to start with the left side. The left side is going to go beneath the right side. So this right side will now cross over and then go underneath this side to create that. Now one of the things to do is tighten that up just a little bit, and we're always going to be moving with the left side first. Once we go from right to left, we're then going to go the same one left to right till we have 2 on the same side. This just makes it much easier to keep track of what is going where. So now we have 2 on this side. The bottom one will cross over and go underneath. Fantastic. Now one of the things I want you to pay attention to are the loops that are crossing over. We're going to put 2 on this one, 3 up here, and then 4 a little bit higher up. Which means I'm going to bring these cow hitches down just a smidgen, and then I'm going to create some design. So I'm actually going to bring this one out, and I'm going to put it back in again, but I'm going to put it in with just this loop. Create that loop, stick my rope through there, doing a half hitch, or a reverse munter hitch, if you will. Those are interchangeable. I'm essentially going to wrap around this cow hitch right here, and then I'm going to do the opposite of this one. So just, you have the road map right now, so that means we're going to cross over, go underneath on the inside, so we'll create friction upon itself. Gonna bring that loopy down, underneath, and around here again. That's gonna stay right there. It's gonna look a little bit wonky for the time being, but that is okay. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna take the last strand that was put in there out, just a little bit. I'm gonna go back into it, making sure that the tail end is on the top side. Go through the loop, tighten that bad boy down. Now same thing with the other side, we're gonna cross behind and over the cow hitch and do this in reverse, which means going over and underneath, going towards the cow hitch, bring it down, tighten it, and go underneath and towards the forward again. Cool. Now we can continue on a little bit. So we got these. Left will always go first. We got 2 on that side, so now the right will go over. Now once we got that, we can tighten that up a little bit. Create that tension. Murray, how does that feel? Awesome. So we're going to continue weaving the left side until there's 2 on the right. So over, around, and under on this side. Now we got 2 on this side. We take the lower one. It's going to go around and then underneath to the left side. Picking up that pattern. Cool. We can check tightness on that a little bit. Marie, how's that feel? Doing okay? Good. Now there's not 2 on the right side, which means this left side has to go over towards that right side. So over and underneath. Now that we have 2 on the right side, this bottom one gets to go over. Same thing. Do we have 2 on the right side? Nope. So we cross over and underneath. Now that we do, the bottom one goes and takes its turn. Now, like I had said previously, we have 2 looped over right here, and then I put 3 loops right here before I do this same design that we did on either side of the cow hitch. But actually, now that we got this on here, we're gonna take the ends of our cow hitches that were just hanging around, and they're gonna cross over in the back. Patience and dedication with this one, I did say that. So we're gonna put these underneath, and then they're just gonna cross over themselves and through. Very easy. They just cross over each other and then go back towards the front. Now that we're back to the front, we can create cow hitches again. You may be thinking to yourself, this looks a little bit messy right now, and I guess it kind of does, yeah. Trust in the process. It'll be awesome, I assure you. Tighten those down. Much easier to tighten down because we already have the cross tension put in place. We want to make sure that the cow hitch is just in line with the other cow hitch down here, just below it. Wha-bam, wha-bam. Put the other cow hitch on the other side. Over, around, and under. Crossing over ourselves. Under, around again. And through the little loopy we made. Tighten that down. Cool, making sure I'm in line with the other cow hitch right here. Now that means we can do the design that we did down here once more. So I'm going to pull this last one out so I can put that half hitch on. So I'm going to put the loop right there, and then the tail end of my rope is going to be towards the top. Go through and keep going. Tighten that down. Once we got that nice and tight, we're going to pull in front of that cow hitch, and then we're going to go over, under and through from the bottom. Tighten that up, and then under and through from the top. Same thing on that other side. This will be the last time I show you, and the last time I had showed you doing this right here before doing 4 loops up top. I'm trusting in your ability, because I believe in you, to pick up on the patterns and being able to do it for yourself. Like has always been my mission, I want to be able to introduce people to this sort of rope bondage and give them the tools to where they can learn on their own. So I'm going to go from this to this. Now it does only look like I have 1, 2, and 3, but the ones that are right here right now are going to indeed cross over and then go down like that. So yeah, they are open. And you'll notice that we have this right here. You automatically have your overs and unders creating natural loops for you to utilize. Down here, and the 2 below. So let us take advantage of that. The first one to go over always is the left. So we're going to take this left one and go down like that, and then go down through here. I'll show you what's going down at the bottom too, because it's a little bit different. Same with this one right here. This one's going to go over, and you see it's going to be going over the one that's already going down, into here, and through these 4 loops. If you want, you can tighten those up a little bit. Put them through these 3 right here. Awesome. Let's go down to the lower ones. Now one of the things you may notice, this is the middle 3-ring one, is that you have these X's underneath here that are products of these munter hitches. Same thing that happened just above right here. And you basically just weave through those just the same. You'll notice that this one, because we just went under this one, we go over this one, so we will go under this one. It'll be slightly awkward at first. You'll get the hang of it. Those ones are like the odd man out, but they still work. So moving down, we'll continue going through the natural made loops for us. There we are. Now let's take a look at this one. So this one had the furthest one down, which it was going under, which means it's going to cross over this next one as it begins ascending upwards, going opposite directions of the ones it was just in, creating weave. So it went over, which means that this one right here, it's going to go under, then over, then under, then over. Sometimes you have to separate them to see where they're going. This first one, the bottom ones, are going to be the toughest. As soon as we get to the middle and the top ones, it'll be much easier to weave through. This one is going to be the hardest. Sometimes you just got to reach in there, grab the fiber, and bring it out. Keep that loose on the bottom there. Pull these over as this one comes around. Naturally, since it went under, it's going to go over first. So this one that's high up, what do we do with our friends on the high horse? We ground them. And what do we do with our depressed friend underneath there? We lift them up. Ground and lift. Ground and lift. There we go. Now go up towards the middle and the top. Continue doing that. There will be times when you start weaving through that the body that you're working with is going to be twisted. We'll go halfway through and then start twisting in the way opposite of the way it was twisted. That way it becomes straight. And then you can continue weaving up through there. And now that we got the weave going up, they're just going to go behind the neck and to the back. But before we get to anything like that, we're going to take the ends of these cow hitches and tie them off in the back. So here we go. We have those two ropes that went from the weaving over the shoulders and down. And then we have the cow hitch ropes that are right here. What are you going to do with them? Well, fun fact, that's your homework. Homework ropes. Let's see what you do with it. What am I going to do with it? I'll show you. And here is what I ended up with. Now, it's your turn. Create some gosh darn beautiful stuff. And if you don't get it right away, that's okay. This was an exercise in patience. A monk's martial prowess was not learned in a day. It takes time, yes, but you'll get there. I believe in you. Let's go together. Whey! I hope you had as much fun learning from that tutorial as we did teaching it to you. Oh, she was yelling lots of crazy things. Mostly that she was gonna Cobra Kai some fools. I don't know what that means, but some legs are gonna get sweeped though. That's for certain. Anyway, I'd be remiss if I did not bring up my other lovely sponsors for today, the wonderful people over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Rory's Brainworks, just like this YouTube channel. They are my rope vanguard, my colonizers of dreams. And without them, these ropey endeavors would be way harder to accomplish. Thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this madness, and comment down below what kind of rope bondage things you would like us to teach you. As always, I'm Rory. This is my brain. I'm fairly certain it works. Be safe and go create some art.